Hi, I'm Dr. Paul Marty. I'm a professor here in the School of Information. I've been on the faculty here for 14 years. I came here in fall 2002, and it's just been a wonderful place to grow and to work and to meet a whole bunch of very interesting students and do some interesting projects with them. My research and teaching areas are pretty diverse. My background's in computer science engineering and classics, and I spent a while working as a director of information technology for a history museum before I went to get my PhD in library information studies. So I often joke that I'm what happens if you take a computer scientist and a classicist and you send them to library school. So my research area, I work in areas of museum informatics, technology and culture, innovation and design, information and society. I'm really interested in the interplay of all of these issues. I primarily teach courses in our IT program in the areas of user experience design. I'm very interested in how we build information systems that put the user first and take a user-centered approach to the design of information systems. One of the really nice things about teaching in our program here at the iSchool is how energetic the students are. Every class that I teach, the students are always excited and creative, and one of the classes I'm teaching right now, we're spending a lot of time redesigning information interfaces, looking at different user experience options when building computer system interfaces. And it's so much fun to take the students and divide them into small groups and see the different innovative ideas that they come up with. Information technology is as much an art as it is a science. It's really important for our students to understand not just what they can do, but how to do it and why it should be done. Many of the systems that we're developing around the world, people focus on the functionality of them, what the technology can do. But oftentimes we need to be thinking more about why we're having the system to do this, and what are we giving up when we put this particular piece of technology in place of whatever we had before? What are the trade-offs that are being engaged? And so much of what our students need to prepare for the future of their work is an understanding of how all of these components fit together. So they're not just going into the job to build a system, but they're going into a job with a good understanding of the entire information ecosystem that the system they're building is going to work in. Because if they don't have that understanding, they're likely to build a system that's simply not going to go anywhere, that nobody's going to use. This is why it's so important for our students to have a good understanding of information systems management, information policy, so they don't just know how to actually implement the technology, but they understand what its effect is going to be. If we don't have people working in organizations with that deep understanding of where information technology is taking us, then we're totally at the whim of the machines, which is not where we want to be. So we're trying to graduate students from this program here who not just know how to build technologies, but understand what the effect of those technologies will be on the companies in which they work. So one of the things that I frequently say to my students is that if you can buy a book that says learn X in 21 days, then you don't really need to take a college class to learn it. So much of what we do in our courses here involve helping the students develop skills and expertise in areas that you can't just get out of a book or can't just get out of watching a YouTube video. So much of what happens with information technology goes way beyond the actual task at hand. And yes, you can learn how to program a computer or build a website anywhere you want. But if you actually want to make yourself employable in a way that you're going to be able to keep up with all the changing technologies, that you're going to be indispensable to the organization in which you work, that's where our program really shines, because it doesn't just teach you how to do these things, but what their effect is going to be and how it fits into the overall infrastructure of different companies. So one of the challenges of being a student of information technology is that you always have the law of demos working against you. When you stand up to do a class presentation or you're working on a project, you never know if the server's going to go down, if your projector's going to crash, if something's going to go wrong with the system that you're building. But this is part of the fun of being in information technology. You're always at the cutting edge. You're always working with new technologies that may or may not work. And learning how to cope with that, how to deal with those challenges, is the thing that's going to make you indispensable on the job. Nobody wants to hire somebody who can just do the tried and true. You need to figure out how you're going to work at the cutting edge and deal with the fact that working at the cutting edge almost always involves dealing with failure of some kind. And how you pick up from the situation where your server crashes, your presentation fails, pick up the pieces and move forward is an important skill that you need to learn. We're all about agile design and development here. The idea is that we shouldn't spend 2 years trying to build something and make it perfect only to have it be passé by the time it comes out. If we really want to be pushing boundaries, we have to be willing to take risks and know that not always is every step going to work out, but what we learn in the process is going to make us better IT professionals in the end. So over the past 14 years, I've taught thousands of students how to take a user-centered approach to design. And not all of those students end up going into design fields. But one of my fondest memories of this program here is the sheer number of times that so many of these students have come back and said to me that understanding how to take a user-centered approach to whatever they're doing, be it systems design or not, has been perhaps the most valuable thing that they learned in their time here. And it's a rewarding thing for me to hear, because I really believe that if we're sending out people to do information technology work and they don't have the user's best interest at heart, then we're not doing the right thing. We shouldn't just build technology for technology's sake, as cool as that is. We should be building technology that people can use, that meet user needs. And one of the best things as a faculty member is to have former students come back and tell them that the course that they took shaped their life and their career and helped them make a difference on the job. I'm Dr. Paul Marty, and you're inside the iSchool.